Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. From the co-director of Shrek and the visionary behind Toy Story comes Spellbound, a magical new animated adventure starring Rachel Zegler, John Lithgow, Jennifer Lewis, Nathan Lane, and Titus Burgess with Javier Bardem and Nicole Kidman. When a powerful spell turns her parents into monsters, Princess Elian must journey into the wild to reverse the curse before it's too late. Watch Spellbound, only on Netflix November 22nd.
Hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel. Extra. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Friday episode. It is a sequel review episode. It's a big sequel review episode. I don't want to get everyone excited, and everyone's probably waiting for what we thought of this film. Before we do that, before we talk about Gladiator II or Gladiator II, or, you know.
Or, as it does in the movie, Glad-2-ator.
Yes, yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah,
also,
yeah, it doubles the I in Gladiator. Yes, that's a thing.
God bless them for that. Like someone thought, I've got an idea.
Yeah,
with that.
Yeah, he did.
Small talk. How are you?
I'm been a bit poorly actually. Been like yeah. Been a bit poorly last few days.
Is this the same poorliness you tried to blame me for? But honestly, it was you.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just, I think I've got, my colitis is bad at the moment. That's quite difficult. So I'm basically eating nothing because otherwise I get really poorly. So, yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun. I bought myself a big chocolate cake today. So can't rub that in.
Good for you. But to be fair, I don't feel very well, so I don't feel like eating anyway. But yeah, I also kind of, just feel like I'm trying to kick a cold. I don't know. It's one of those kind of feelings.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry that's all happening to you.
Yeah, it's all right.
I feel fine now.
Quite used
I feel
to
great.
It, to be honest, my immune system's fucked.
Oh, they should freeze you, and then once they found out how to like fix certain things.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather they didn't. I don't want to miss my son growing up. Like,
oh yeah,
that would be a bad thing.
I was thinking like Demolition Man.
I think I'd just stick with the colitis, to be honest. It's all good.
Okay, good. Anyway, good. Okay, so small talk over. Hope everyone enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I think that's why people come here.
Do you reckon? They come here to hear my medical woes?
Yeah, I don't think young podcasters would do that. You wouldn't get that kind of stuff with them.
Nah. These young,
guys,
professional,
skateboards.
hip podcasters being all professional and that, and there's me talking about my gut health. Because we are geriatric millennials, dude.
Yeah, that's what we are. Okay. But I tell you what, being this old, I tell you what we do remember.
Gladiator.
The release of Gladiator. What a link. Come on, Dave.
I love that. Very nicely done. Yeah, we were there. We were there, baby.
I might not have seen it in the cinema, I don't think.
I did.
In the year 2000.
This guy saw it in the cinema. Yeah.
I
was 19. That old. I was prime age watching Gladiator in the cinema.
It wasn't 18, wasn't it?
It must have been, surely. It was pretty like bloody and gruesome. It was a 15.
Shut up.
It was a 15, really? Yeah.
Hang on. In year 2000, how old would I have been? I would have been 15.
Yeah, so you could have seen it. You could have seen it at the cinema.
Yeah, and I don't think I did. I think I got it on VHS. I was very excited to get it for Christmas one year, the video.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I didn't go and see it. Because in Bishop Stortford, we didn't have a cinema until the end of the year 2000, to be honest. So, or even 2001. So it was a rarity going to the cinema more when I was that young. Anyway, we remember Gladiator when it came out and how big it was and how a massive a star it made of Russell Crowe and how it, all the Oscar talks and the award talk.
Everyone was quoting it. It was crazy.
It was up against Billy Elliot. It was quite a time. And then pondered a sequel. We've talked about The Christ Killer. that's came up and our dumped episode that they threatened to do when Maximus was the guardian angel and travel through time to kill historical people or something like that.
Sounds mad, but
About 24 years later, Ridley Scott is back. Connie Nielsen is back. Connie Nielsen
is back. Yeah.
Derek Jacobi.
Derek Jacobi is back, and I think that's it.
That's it. Returning characters.
Anyone else from the first one back?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do we call Gladiator 1 now, or can I carry on calling it Gladiator?
We still call it Gladiator.
Oh, good. I don't want to be one of those bell ends, to be honest. I just wanted to be. That would have made me sick. Every time I go, oh yeah, Gladiator 1.
No, we definitely 100% call it Gladiator. You don't call The Godfather 1, do you?
Godfather Part 1.
No, it's just The Godfather. No.
Okay.
No. Gladiator is Gladiator.
So we've been waiting a while for this film.
We have,
excited for it, Rich?
Very. Yeah, I was actually.
Weird, that,
when we saw the trailer, I was very excited. I thought this is what we need. We need some sword and sandals. We've had enough superhero nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into ancient Rome again.
Yeah.
I was quite excited about it.
I was very excited, and I was very excited when it started, and I couldn't believe I was sitting there about to watch a Gladiator film again in the cinema. I was like, oh, that's a weird feeling. You got butterflies in the stomach. Going in, I think I was excited. I didn't know what the sequel would have been, to be honest. I mean, like you, I've watched trailers.
We've watched trailers, so we all know who Paul Mescal's character is, don't we?
I mean, that's what I thought I wanted to ask you. Do we beat around the bush for a while? Or for people that haven't watched the trailers?
I mean, they've made it pretty obvious. It's his character name on IMDb.
Let's just give it a few minutes and then we'll talk about it. Let's do it after the spoilers, at least. Are you like, oh no, or after the synopsis?
I've got to completely rewrite my synopsis quickly in my head.
Yeah, it is amazing that they dropped that in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, because it's not really a big reveal, though, is it?
I watched the first Gladiator the night before, and there's no real saying that that's happened, I'm afraid. They really rammed that down your throat in the second film. Anyway, synopsis time, Rich.
Okay.
Tell me a story about Gladiator and Gladiator 2.
Without mentioning it. Right, okay. Brilliant. I had it all planned in my head. You ruined it, Dave. You ruined it. Okay. A young man named Hanno, definitely called Hanno, is living in North Africa with his wife. The city that he lives in gets invaded by Rome. There's a big shippy-based battle, and his wife is killed. Hanno is imprisoned and is sold as a slave. He shows some fighting prowess and ends up being sold as a gladiator with his eye on killing the general who, led to the murder of his wife. General played by Pedro Pascal. So he gets brought to Rome by Denzel Washington, whose character is called, I'm going to say, Macrinus, I think.
That's Denzel Washington.
Yeah, that's Denzel Washington. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, he gets brought to Rome by Denzel Washington, who is the gladiator kind of trainer dude called Macrinus, and he fights in Roman battles whilst there is corrupt emperors on the thrones. 2 emperors this time, not just one. Twins, apparently, called Geta and Caracalla. I think
you're doing great. You're doing great.
Played by Joseph Quinn and the guy whose name I can't remember, who's in White Lotus, Fred something.
Yeah, Hetchinger.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So they fight. They're evil emperors. It's so much Gladiator, to be honest. Paul Mescal, Hanno, turns out to be quite a good gladiator, of course, and then you find out secrets about him and stuff and things. And I can't tell you any more without spoiling it. That's it.
No, I think that's all the people need to know for at least another 7 minutes.
Good.
Okay. Like you said, Denzel Washington's in this film. James Quinn is in this film. Joseph Quinn. Who's James Quinn? Is he a footballer?
Mate. I think
feels like a footballer. Pedro Pascal's in this film. It's very exciting.
There are
for
some
these
weird
films to be
people in it. Matt Lucas is in this film. That was a bit strange.
Rory McGann's
Rory
in this film.
McGann turns up, for a bit. Tim McInerney. Tim McInerney?
From Blackadder.
You'll know
Darling.
from Blackadder, and like Notting Hill and Game of Thrones and stuff and all sorts of things. But yeah, he's in it a bit. Like, yeah, there's some interesting casting. There's a few people who pop up and you're like, oh, that guy, that person from that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Quick question.
Mm.
Did you think it was any good?
I thought it was fine. I told you it was coming. I told you a catchphrase was coming.
It's our catchphrase. It was
I think it was fine. It was not as good as I'd hoped, but it wasn't awful.
Was it fine all the way through, or was there a certain point when it, did it start strong and then dip?
I mean, I don't know if it did or if I was just excited. I should say I watched this. I literally got home from watching this 20 minutes ago. So it's very fresh.
See, if I have done this, because I watched it Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I would not have been able to tell you my feelings 20 minutes later. Because at the end, my wife, I was saying some things to my wife, and she's like, I think you don't like it. And I was like, I don't think I liked it.
I came out quite flat. I went in quite high and came out quite flat.
Yes.
But I think that flatness started pretty early on, like pretty much after the first battle, I think. Because it's very much like, but yeah, it's very much a remake of Gladiator for quite a long time.
And it's got some good set pieces. I think that we're in an area, they're in the Colosseum. It's all fun. Yeah. I think the mutated baboons with clearly been on steroids or something at that point.
They've definitely been shaved.
or weird. I liked the boat one with the sharks. Not all the CGI works. I liked, the rhino Colosseum thing. What it doesn't have is it's missing a figure like Russell Crowe, an authority. Now, I'm not saying Paul Mescal was bad or
not at all. He looks skinny in a lot of places. Like he doesn't look like a gladiator a lot, especially towards the end. I don't know what happened there, but
I tell you why. It's because he put the Maximus outfit on, and it's too big for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Denzel Washington is the star of the show, I'm afraid. I think he is having the best time.
Yeah.
And you can he elevates most scenes he's in. He absolutely camps it up to the nines.
I quite like Connie Nielsen as well. I think she's pretty good.
Great returning character.
I mean, she does that kind of, it's a difficult role to play because she's supposedly a woman of power who has no power. Like that's an interesting one. And I think she does that well. I don't think she has a lot to do though. And I think that's sort of the whole movie. It's like there's lots. Pedro Pascal's Marcus Acacius. That's pretty pointless. Like he doesn't really have much to do. Like there's lots of like even like Joseph Quinn and Fred Thingy as the two emperors. You don't hate them. They're not like Commodus. You don't hate them. Like
no,
they're just bored. They're just stupid. Like. Idiots, essentially.
To me, it was like the Diet Coke version of Gladiator.
Yeah, very much.
It's like the slightly watered down kind of. I mean, there's
at no point would you really
blood.
like feeling it.
No,
and I wonder if maybe that's because when I watched Gladiator, I was 19 years old, and I was, I was watching it in that lens, and I was very easily won over potentially. But I've seen it since then. Maybe it's just nostalgia. I don't know. Like
I watched it at Friday Night Gladiator, and it plays brilliantly. I mean, Crowe's a superstar in it, and I think
the bits in
Richard Harris
that really hit home are like his grief for his wife and child. That's what makes Gladiator emotionally important, and this doesn't have that. It tries to be. Like you said about Denzel Washington, and his character Macrinus is the most like the character that means the most. I think that gets the most out of it, and he's sort of the bad guy. Can we say that? Are we in spoiler territory?
He's a snake.
Yeah, but you also sort of find out why, and then you kind of he's a bad guy with a reason,
Yeah.
with a, there's a reason to why he's like he is, and that makes him sort of more interesting. And there's sort of trying to do commentary on Rome, and
it's a lot more political.
Yeah, and it just doesn't land, I don't think.
Was it a bit like, no, this is quite a stretch, a bit like Phantom Menace and the tax blockades and stuff like that?
Not quite that bad, I don't think, no.
Okay.
In fact, if it could have been a little more like that, it might have worked. I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think this was not one thing or another, and it fell a bit flat because of it. And again, it's a well-made film, and there were people that go and watch it and are like, wow, that's incredible. And fair enough, I can understand that. I just missed the heart of it, I think. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm with you, sir.
Good.
We're in this battle together.
Good.
Are we wrong? Who knows? It just didn't connect. I mean, at the end again, my wife turned to me and said she fucking loved it. And I was
okay.
I was like, it did not connect. I mean, It's 2.5 hours long. It doesn't play badly for that length. I think the end is atrocious.
Well,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean, I did check my watch towards the end. I was a little bit like, come on. Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours.
We've had enough now. Yeah. It's not short, but... It
does an amazing thing at the moment. It goes out of the blocks quite quickly. It fires you out. And then it really then takes a while for anything meaningful to really happen.
Yeah.
A lot of things happens and you already know they're coming. Kind of thing, which like I know, he knows, she knows. Fucking let's get on the same wavelength here, people, and we can really start doing some Gladiator in whatever the term is for fucking things up in a Colosseum. And I think it was cool. I think some of the fighting scenes were done well. I again, the costumes were great. Some of the Colosseum CGI I thought was great. Some of the other stuff's not in it. It's not wonderful. I heard the other day Ridley Scott, who is famously shoots quickly, shot this in 54 days.
Wow.
Which is quick for a film like Gladiator. That's normally these films used to be like 4 months.
I mean, he could
on location kind of thing.
If he started now, he'd have this cracked out by Christmas.
Oh, a man gets 3 films done a year. And then he's home for Christmas. It's amazing what he does, and the speed he makes them, and the quality he puts out. But I would not say this is one of the greatest. I mean, it's a fine film, but when it's compared to Gladiator, and this is the problem when we always review sequels, is that sometimes these films are great, they're just not as good as what came before. And I think that is definitely what this film is. What Cam?
I don't know. I think if I'd have watched this standalone, I wouldn't have thought it was great.
Okay, that's interesting. I would have had a good time. I think.
Yeah.
I think I would have enjoyed it a bit more, but the lack of heart, what you said, of me caring about it.
Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, FDA approved for over 20 years. So, talk to your specialist to see if Botox Cosmetic is right for you.
For full prescribing information, including boxed warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Remember to ask for Botox Cosmetic by name. To see for yourself and learn more, visit BotoxCosmetic.com. That's BotoxCosmetic.com.
This is the sound of your ride home with Dad after he caught you vaping. Awkward, isn't it? Most vapes contain seriously addictive levels of nicotine and disappointment. Know the real cost of vapes. Brought to you by the FDA.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means. It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop Black Friday week deals now.
I think we can talk spoilers now. So
okay.
here we are entering. Spoiler territory. Rich is looking forward to this. Now, what we're about to tell you is revealed in the trailers.
Yeah.
This is not a secret.
No.
Okay.
So, and also, literally, like, everywhere, Paul Mescal's character is called Lucius. So if you've seen the Gladiator, like the first Gladiator movie, if you've seen Gladiator and you know who Lucius is, because he's Maximus's son that he has with Luci.
But that is not really mentioned in the first film. They really ran that down your throat.
No, it is. It is. It's
watched it Friday. It isn't.
It's hinted at very strongly, dude. Like,
no,
it's
I'm not
really strongly.
No, not enough. Not enough to build
maybe
a
not
second
enough for
film
you,
around.
but definitely enough for me. I've always thought that he was his son. Always.
Yeah, but it's not enough to build a film around.
Well, maybe not.
Anyway.
Maybe not for you, but I've
me.
always thought it was his son. So, anyway, because they do the whole thing about her husband being, like, unable to have children. They don't say that he's gay. They say in this one that he's gay, basically, don't they?
Yes.
Connie, what's her name?
I was like, that would have been good in the first one.
Lucilla. But yeah, they say he can't have children, I think.
I know in the first one they dated, had a brief fling, and both their children are both 8 years old or whatever, but there was no actually going, do you remember that time we fucked? That's what this guy needs.
I think you're missing the subtext, dude. I think that you watched that Gladiator movie, you can't fail to think.
I watched it Friday.
I know.
I was like,
Finn. I don't know how you've missed it. Honestly,
I didn't miss it. I just think it's weak and thin. I knew it was there. All right, I knew it was there.
Yeah.
I just think it is the way they really, really say. And I was like, well, this wasn't like a big thing from the first film,
and also
but it is in the second.
Doesn't
film.
matter if he's Maximus's son. That's not important.
Is it a Ray Skywalker situation?
It is. It is. It doesn't matter if Lucius is Maximus's son or not. He's still the heir to the throne. He's still the heir to the Empire of Rome.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if Maximus is his son or not. Like,
that would have worked just as well.
Doesn't matter at all. That's just you tying it into the first movie. Like, to the people there, doesn't fucking matter if he's Maximus's kid or not.
I mean, there's no proof.
That's only for us. Like, that's only for us. It's not for anyone else. Yeah, it matters that he's Lucilla's son. Lucilla? I don't know. Anyway.
They all sound
Connie
alike.
Nielsen. I'm calling her Connie Nielsen now. It matters that he's her son. It doesn't matter that he's Maximus's son. Right?
Right.
You still tell all the same story. He still has to go away because he's still in fear for his life. Blah, 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 blah. He can still come back. He's still the heir to the throne of Rome. La-di-da. He's still Marcus Aurelius's grandson. Doesn't matter who his fucking dad is. Doesn't matter at all. Anyway, yeah. So it annoys me because it does a kind of, it's not for any of the characters. None of the characters give a shit that he's Maximus's kid. Like, that's for us. That's for everyone watching the movie. And I don't like it when they do that. It's the same as clear. Benedict Cumberbatch saying, "My name is Khan." No one cares, mate. No one in this movie's ever heard of Khan.
Yeah, I think we're singing from the same hymn. I mean, we're getting to the same points that you didn't need that. Like you said, he has the blood of the emperor or whatever. That would have been enough for him to do what he's doing.
Exactly.
My grandfather had a dream of Rome and all that.
Yeah. And I wanted more of that. I wanted more kind of rabble rising and more, like lifting your spirits and stuff. And he doesn't really do it.
It's not as quotable as the first one.
It's definitely not as quotable as the first one. I think there's only one line which sort of stuck, which was Denzel Washington says, I think it's something like a dream of a slave is not to be free, it's to own a slave.
Right.
I think that kind of hits home quite kind of powerfully. Like that's a good line.
Would you say it's more of it's a Denzel character film than it is a Paul Mescal character film in the end? Or do those two storylines and paths walk the same road towards the end?
I don't think Denzel really...
If Denzel was in this film, I would not have given a shit, I don't think, by the end of it.
I think it's him it's the actor you care about rather than the character. He does it very well.
Denzel is the best actor in the world. Currently working.
He's definitely the best one in this film.
Yeah.
But again, I think he turns from being kind of the puppet master behind it all to like the mustache twirling villain very quickly. Like, you know, he doesn't have
I wish he
to.
had a mustache. I really do. That would have been great.
He, like, you know, I would have been happier if the end where him and Paul Mescal fight, it's just weird. It's like he's not all the way through this. He's not a fighter. He's not being a gladiator.
No.
He's not a fighter. He's behind the scenes controlling everyone from the background. Like, it doesn't make any sense for them to fight like that. Like, he's been stabbed in a corridor behind his back when he's not looking. You know? It's not right. It's weird.
Hence me saying the ending was rubbish, because it's two people fighting in a fucking puddle again, while loads of people just look on and go, we're all standing up, you're standing up, and all that kind of, we all look like fucking idiots because we're all not doing anything. I was like, what a... make this end in the Colosseum where it was big, bombastic, and exciting, or have a big fucking war kind of thing, and let's get some shit going. Yeah. And it didn't. It just was lackluster at the end for me. And yeah, it was not... I don't know what I wanted from it. I wanted Gladiator probably again. And
I wanted some heart, I think. It just never quite gets there. And that's the thing. It teases you that it's going to, and it just never quite makes it. No. And yeah, it's a bit sad, really. But it's not terrible. Like,
no, those Colosseum stuff wasn't enough to raise the game for you?
No, it wasn't really, because it wasn't anything massively new. Again, everything we see in the Colosseum, we pretty much see in the trailer. Like, apart from maybe the baboons, but even that is all a bit much. Yeah, I don't know. It feels a bit... It's just a bit meh. Just all a bit meh.
I was very mixed coming out of it, and I still really haven't decided what I really feel about it. But what I do know how I feel about it is like I do feel let down a little bit. I don't know why. Didn't owe me anything.
Yeah, and again, to our friends in America, it's not out till this comes out. Like,
no, really,
it doesn't come out in America until this episode is released. The day this episode releases, I think, is the release date.
Dear people in America, we're sorry. This also probably explains the Rotten Tomato thing I'm looking at. Shall we just do Rotten Tomatoes quickly? We'll do the first one or Gladiator and Gladiator 2. So, critics for Gladiator, 259 reviews. What do you reckon?
Oh, blimey. That's going to be a challenge. I'm going to say 87%.
80%.
Okay, that's fair. It's I'm in the right ballpark.
I don't think it is. I think that should be higher. I think Gladiator was. I
think there'll be some people who don't like it because it's a bit over dramatized. Potentially, it's a bit, it's not real enough. But anyway, yeah, I think 80% is fair.
Audience?
Probably higher. Probably like 90.
87%.
Oh man. Oh.
Gladiator 2 hasn't got an audience score so far, probably because it hasn't opened in the States and maybe some other places, so we'll have to guess what that is. But for critics, 167 reviews, so quite a lot already.
I think it's probably just about a 3-star movie, so it would probably just about scrape into that being kind of positive. I'm going to say 65.
75.
Okay. That's higher than I thought, but I would hope that most of those 75 are 3 stars. I hope there's not a lot of 5-star critic ratings out there.
From what I can tell on the poster, it's got a lot of 4-star critics.
Right. Okay.
Out of 5, but does it lend itself? Does it? When you watched it, did you think was there any? Because there's been a lot of conversations. Has there ever really been a need for a Gladiator 2? And by the end of it, what are your thoughts of that?
If you'd asked me beforehand, I'd say yes, I need this because I'm sick of superhero films and I just want something different. And then after it, no, I didn't need it. It wasn't worth it, unfortunately.
It was nice because it was different. And like you said, we haven't had the Sand and Sandals do that for a while. And it's nice. Well, I can't even remember the last one, that big thing like that. So that's good. Tick for that. I always enjoy watching Ridley Scott work, even if it is not always top flight. Ridley Scott, he's a director that has done the Sublime to the okay to the to terrible. He's the whole spectrum in his back catalogue.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it is different from the superhero stuff, you know. That was nice. But, and like we said, it's not a bad made film. Like, I'm sure lots of people are going to be listening and going, you two are stupid.
Yeah, potentially. And again, I don't think it's not bad. It's just, I feel flat. It's fine.
It's missing the heart of a film somewhere. And
yeah.
It's got some good sequences and everyone really tries. Paul Mescal, can he fill those boots of Russell Crowe enough for you?
Not quite. He's doing his best Russell Crowe impression, or Russell Crowe doing an impression of an English person. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, yeah, his voice is very Russell Crowe in a few places. I don't know. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's Paul Mescal's fault. I just think it's like, I don't know.
It's the pieces around
the writing, maybe the scripts is maybe not there. It's just doesn't have the heart. It just doesn't. Just don't feel it.
I don't think it plays as well as Gladiator.
No.
Gladiator is hugely enjoyable for a long film. It's the beginning is wonderful in that first film, like the bit in the forest and On My Signal, Unleash Hell and all that.
Yeah.
Great. And then you've got those brilliant scenes with like Richard Harris and Russell Crowe doing a brilliant thing. And then you've got Joaquin Phoenix absolutely just delivering an outstanding villainly performance. And, you know, it was great. And then 24 years later, this comes along.
Which is set 16 years later.
Rome is still an awful place. The dream hasn't been realised.
I think it would be better. I think the thing about Gladiator as well is he's older. Do you know what I mean? He's like
yes.
Maximus is older. He's not someone who's, you know, I think Paul Mescal's too young. Maybe Lucius is too young. He's not seen enough of the world yet. He's not kind of got that.
He's filled with anger for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, no, I get it. And he really gets over that anger very quickly. like Pedro Pascal just has to go be like, oh, I know your dad, by the way. And he's like, oh, it's fine then. It's all right. You killed my wife. It's okay. I'm over it.
Yeah. So much. Shall we score it?
Yeah.
I mean, because I think we could talk about it for ages, but no, it's going to be hugely positive. And
not hugely positive,
fine.
but also I don't want to be hugely negative about it either. I think it's very kind of middly, verging on. If we were, our scores are out of 7, and if I was doing it out of 5, I'd give it a 3.
Yes.
So out of 7, I guess it's a 4.
Yes, bang on. That's what I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
Yeah, and it's, you know, that's fine.
Again, after some of the stuff we watched, it's this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, yeah. It's better than bloody Hellboy, Crooked Man. It's better than
Joker.
It's definitely better than Joker. It's definitely better than that. Like, so yeah, it's not terrible. It's not going to bother the top 5 of the year.
No, it's a big draw. My screening was packed.
Yeah, mine was reasonably full actually.
Yeah, so that's good. Hopefully it'll bring people into the box office and people to the cinema. And if it can do that, then brilliant. Then I'm rooting for it to do well. I just don't think I'm ever going to really return to it and be like, I can't wait to watch that again. I mean, I watched Gladiator on Friday night and I want to watch Gladiator again because I think it's that good. It's that enjoyable.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe's that, good in it and the action's great and I love it all. And then this one, I was like, I've seen it now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel the same.
So I think we're both saying it's an unequal sequel.
Oh, definitely. 100% unequal sequel. Definitely nowhere near the first one.
It's an unequal sequel. It's a 4 out of 7 film for both me and Rich. We kind of are recommending it though, right? That's a recommendation. Go. It's worth seeing on the big screen.
Positive. Yeah, I watched it in IMAX. I think that's a good way to watch it.
I think it does lack some of the music chords.
Oh, music.
From the first film.
100%. The music is not the same. It's just not. It just doesn't grip you.
Which the music is basically the music he used for Pirates of the Caribbean afterwards as well. Bam, 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 bam. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, also true. Bad Boys, it sounds like. I think that is a recommendation.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But please let us know if you enjoyed it. Anyway, there are talks. Ridley is already talking. he might also want to do a Gladiator 3. Any interest there at all?
Not really. No. No, I think I'm done with it, to be honest. I don't think you can get that lightning back now.
I'd like to see another Sand and Sandals big epic, or any big epic
just
kind
don't
of...
make it Gladiator 3. Just do a Roman Empire epic.
Yeah,
you know?
You don't have to link it to the Skywalkers. I mean, the Maximuses.
The Maximuses.
You know? Just...
Yeah.
If we're going that way, I want to see big epicness, and not at the end when just two people fighting in a pond with loads of people looking at each other. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I'm sure there are going to be people who have loved this. Rich is going to tell you how to talk to us about that now.
On social media, because that's what social media is for. It's not there for spouting off your weird opinions. It's about talking to us about movies. Tell us your weird opinions. Come on. We'd love it. Yeah, get on all social medias, type in Unequal Sequel in the search bar, find us, tell us what you thought of Gladiator 2. We will read it out in the end of month roundup, which is coming pretty soon, like next week now.
Next week.
I can't believe it's the end of November. It's going to be Christmas in like 5 minutes. So let us know. If you don't do social media, that's all good. Just get on emails. Send us an email. We're unequalsequel@hotmail.com. Tell us what you thought about that, and we will read it out in the end of month roundup, because we always do, because we're good like that. If you really love us, if you want to hear more from us, get yourself onto anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, where for just $2.99 a month you can join our subscription service and become a super special slicer. Super special slicer.
Nah.
And yeah, you can join us over there for extra bits for the interview episodes. You can join us for Disenfranchised and Box Set Mentality. Loads of extra things from us. So yeah, come and join us. It's fun and it's really very cheap. It's very cheap. So yeah, come join us over there. Also, if you wouldn't mind, it takes you 5 minutes, hit the subscribe button, hit the auto download button. If you just drop in to listen to us every now and then but don't subscribe, just hit the subscribe button. It would really help us out. You don't have to listen to all of them if you don't want to. It's fine. But yeah, subscribe. That would be great. Also, get yourself onto Apple Podcasts and write us out a little review. 5 stars would be amazing. The more reviews we get, the more people get to hear this podcast, because that's how the algorithm works. But also, we're trying to get to 200 reviews so we can become certified Rotten Tomato critics. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Quickly on the social media side, we are trying to migrate away from the hellhole that is the
I left Twitter ages ago. I'm not going back there.
Yeah, he's not. I don't blame him. We will barely be using it, basically. But so go find us on Threads, and Blue Sky seems very popular right now. So that seems to be the one. And I've been on it quite a lot this week. It seems like a much friendlier, nicer, user-friendlier place than actual Threads. So we'll see. Season 7, episode 8 is coming on Monday. It is a chaotic one. So be warned, it's a brilliant, brilliant one.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one. It was very fun to do.
Yeah. The great Tom Cruise Cake Quest just released episode 3, which is I'm on the hunt for cake, and I've just watched a film called Losing It, starring Tom Cruise. It was his 3rd ever feature film, and it is an interesting watch. Leave it at that. Send in your thoughts, please, for next week's roundup. We want to hear everything, especially if you've seen Gladiator 2 and your thoughts. Because I think a lot of people have been excited, and they might not have been when they come out, but they might have been when they come out, and that's fine.
Yeah, but we also want to hear about Paddington 3. Tell us all about that as well.
Tell us about Pip and Paddington in Peru, and Venom 3, and Smile 2. It's been a long month. But I don't, not many people, I don't think, went and saw Smile 2, weirdly, even it's one we enjoyed probably the most this month.
Best one of the month?
I think so. Weird, isn't it?
It is weird, yeah.
Just looking back at it, like, oh, that was good. That was rubbish. That was okay. And that was okay. Oh, we're boring, bad people. Anyway, it is a goodbye from me. Bye-bye. And also a goodbye from him.
Bye!
See you on the next one. Sequels this one. Have a great week.
We're not bad people.
No, we're not bad people.
Boring. People wouldn't listen to the podcast if we were boring. Oh, maybe we're a bit boring. I don't know.
We're a bit boring. Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know how I'm meant to feel after Gladiator 2. I really don't. I just felt a bit flat.
Soon be Christmas.
Yes, Moana 2 is just round the corner. That won't let me down. Better fucking not. Tell you.